When we have an array, we frequently loop through every element in the array in order to perform the same operation on each element. With linked lists, we want to be able to go through every element in the linked list also in order to perform the same operation on each one. But with a linked list, we cannot loop. What we do instead is what is called traversing the linked list. So the way that works is that you take a current pointer, so some kind of auxiliary pointer, for example, called current, and you point it to the first element in the linked list. And then you do something with that element in the linked list. And in some kind of a conditional loop, you're going to move the current pointer over to the next element in the linked list, do something with that element, move the current pointer over to the next element in the linked list, do something with that element, etc., until you get to the end of the linked list. Okay, so let's say that we have a simple linked list consisting of, in this case, just 3 elements, and I'm only going to have 2 fields in each of the elements in the linked list, a simple integer data field and then a next pointer to the next element. So we have our first pointer pointing to the beginning, last points to the end, the next pointers hook the linked list up, and the last next pointer is null. And we also have another pointer called current. So what we're going to do is we're going to traverse this linked list, and we're going to keep track over here of the output. What we're going to do is just print each data member as we get to each one of these fields within the elements in the linked list. So we're going to start current at the beginning of the linked list. So current is going to point to the same thing that first points to. And we print, for example, the value of current arrow data, which is the 33. Okay, so we printed the 33. Now we're going to move current over to the next element. So we're going to set current equal to the value of current arrow next. So we're changing the value of current so that now it's going to point over here. And we're going to print the value of current arrow data, which is 2. Then we're going to set current equal to current arrow next. So current arrow next is pointing to this element, therefore current will also now point to this element. And we're going to print the value of current arrow data. And then we're going to set current equal to the value of current arrow next. Well, now current arrow next is null. So instead of pointing over here, current is going to have the value null. Null. And we've printed all 3 values from the data members. So you can know when you're at the end of the linked list either by checking the value of current and seeing whether you have now set it equal to null, or you can also check to see whether current was pointing to the same thing that last was pointing to. So this is called traversing the linked list, where you start current out at the beginning of the linked list, you move it over one element at a time, doing something with the data within each of the elements in the linked list.